Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, subscribe, and share. The other night, my wife told me that she was not feeling great, and she would like to have something light, such as a vegetable noodle soup. I told her not a problem at all, and I will have the dinner ready in about 30 minutes. Well, with my fast cooking system, I know that I could get it done. And as you have learned many times in the past, the word fast is the acronym for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. I actually haven't made a vegetable noodle soup for quite a while, but I have confidence I can get it done because I have everything already at my fingertip from advanced prepping. And with template-based cooking, I know what it will work. So I have a lot of confidence that it should turn out well. So okay, let's go into the kitchen and get started. I'm going to use a half tablespoon of cooking oil because I'm going to do water frying for the vegetables. If I walk the wok back and forth a little bit, a half tablespoon of cooking oil actually is about enough to cover the surface of the wok. I start out to add probably about 2 ounces of carrot, and this is the carrot that I already prepped. In addition, I found some Brussels sprouts in the refrigerator. Again, I'm not going to add a whole lot of it. The last vegetable I'm going to add at this point is some French beans. All of these 3 vegetables take about the same amount of time to cook, so it's quite alright for adding them all together at the same time. Now this method I'm using is a combination of oil-based stir fry and water stir frying. The main purpose is to reduce the amount of cooking oil consumption. Adding a small amount of cooking oil in the beginning has advantage. Actually, it makes the vegetable taste a little bit richer. So normally when I cook the vegetable dish like this, I probably will add about 4 times more cooking oil than what I'm doing right now. Cooking oil is very high in calorie. In fact, 2 tablespoons of cooking oil is about 240 calories. And all the vegetables that you see right here is probably not more than 100 calories. The purpose of having the cooking oil is to keep the temperature somewhere between 300 and 400 degrees Fahrenheit so that the Maillard reaction can take place for generating flavor molecule on the surface of the food ingredients. So at this point, I add some water to the wok to keep the temperature of the wok not too hot so that it will not burn the food ingredients. This part I really enjoy because anytime when I add water to it, you can see that the water forms beads almost immediately. You can tell the wok is very hot because the water almost evaporates instantly. Actually, this is exactly what you want it to be. You want the wok to be hot enough so the Maillard reactions can take place, but you don't want it to be too hot that end up burning the ingredients. This is a fine balancing act. I'm really actually enjoy doing this. However, you can tell that actually the wok is pretty hot because you can see some charring on the ingredients. I use a water hydration bottle to do this, and it works really well. And next, I'm going to add the last ingredients to the stir fry, which is some white button mushroom. At this point, I want to say a couple of things about advanced prepping. All of the vegetable ingredients has been prepped in the beginning of the week. This is about middle of the week. I still have quite a few different ingredients to pick from. Consequently, I could use 4 different vegetables for this dish. I could not imagine myself to include the diversity of vegetables in this dish if I do not have them prepped in advance. By having different vegetables, not only that nutritionally they are more beneficial, but at the same time they have more complex flavor and make the dish far more flavorful. By this time, the vegetable is done, so I started adding some chicken stock. I prepared this chicken stock earlier during the week when I was making some chicken. This chicken is known as Hainan chicken. It is a very simple chicken to make, and you serve it with scallion. I saved the broth that I used to boil the chicken. And then I said to myself, why don't I use the broth to make a vegetable noodle soup? This is a great advantage of home cooking because you can use whatever that is available to you and you avoid wasting any food. Now this idea of making this noodle soup actually just come to me. I have never made soup like this before. In the past, it always seems to be a lot of work to do something like this. But now I have everything available to me at my fingertip. I can create this noodle soup in very short amount of time. Several days ago, I made some angel hair spaghetti noodles, and I have them stored in plastic container. I make 2 pounds of it, so I have plenty. So I decided I'm going to use some of this pasta for making this chicken noodle soup. So basically, advanced prepping allows me to have everything right at my fingertip when I'm ready to cook this dish. So cooking this dish is actually a lot of fun. Because I use template-based cooking, I feel very relaxed about it because I know how it is going to turn out. And that's the advantage of template-based cooking, because you are already familiar with the template and you're only making modifications and small adjustments. For example, cooking the vegetables, it's very familiar to me and I know how they're going to turn out. To me, cooking has been a lot of fun because every time I go into the kitchen, I know that I'm probably going to try something new. So there is always a sense of satisfying my curiosity and also a degree of exploration. Besides, I definitely do not want to do the same thing all the time. I think when you combine advanced prepping with template-based cooking, together with flavor chasing, you almost know things is going to turn out okay. I'm going to season the soup with a little bit of my basic seasoning mix. If you want to know more about the components in this seasoning mix, you can take a look at this video. The chicken stocks already give a very nice flavor to this soup, so the basic seasoning mix is just to enhance the natural flavor of the vegetables in the soup. Learning some basic template is really important. In fact, you don't need to know that many templates. Maybe 4 or 5 templates is sufficient. But the key is to know the template really well. So when you make substitutions or modifications, you have a good idea how things are going to turn out. I have never cooked this noodle dish before, but at the end when we tasted, it was fantastic. Of course, what else am I going to say? Now, I have other woks too, but I would have never cooked this dish with any other wok other than this stainless steel wok. The reason is that I would never boil water in other woks such as the carbon steel, the cast iron or the light cast iron woks, because they're going to lose their seasoning along the process. And one thing I like about this wok that it is very light, because it weighs only 2 pounds 13 ounces. The reason for its lightness because the wok has a 2-part construction. The side of the wok is made up of a single layer of stainless steel. The bottom of the wok is thicker because it is encapsulated with aluminum. This will provide greater heat retention and even heat distribution. In fact, the heat retention capacity of this wok is quite amazing. As you can see here, as soon as I add the chicken broth to the wok, it starts to boil almost immediately. This is due to the heat that I've retained in the bottom of the wok. This is a 13-inch stainless steel wok made by Cook Standard. This wok is thicker because the entire wok is encapsulated with aluminum. Here is an example of a 12-inch skillet, which is also constructed with stainless steel that encapsulated aluminum throughout the entire body. However, for the wok, the side really doesn't need to be encapsulated because most of the action takes place at the bottom of the wok. And besides, it makes it lighter. Like everything else, cooking is to have the right tool right at your hand. For this reason, for all the practical purposes, I think the Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok is probably the best wok for multi-functionality. I have been thinking a lot when I'm doing these videos is that what are the things that make people will cook continuously? Personally, I have come up with these 5 different factors that help me to make cooking sustainable. First of all, I must make cooking to be a fun activity, something that I enjoy and look forward to. Secondly, I want to make sure that cooking is relaxing. It gives me a time actually to wind down when I cook. A third is that cooking has to be efficient because I do not want to waste my time. Fourth, of course, whatever I'm going to make, it has to taste good. So cooking has to be savory. And last is that I have to feel good after I eat the food that I cook, because I know that it is healthy for me. As you know, I love acronyms. So I come up with this acronym FRESH. And the word FRESH stands for the 5 attributes that I just talked about, which is fun, relaxing, efficient, savory, and healthy. I truly believe that if I could achieve these 5 factors, cooking would become sustainable. In fact, I practice these 5 factors. That's why I look forward to every evening when I enter into the kitchen to cook. I have a lot of fun making this vegetable noodle soup because it fits all these 5 criteria. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time.